How's it going, everyone? This is the George here, and today I'm going to be reviewing Transformers: Rise of the Beast. I got to see Transformers: Rise of the Beast today. It came out today, and these are just my thoughts on the film. His film was directed by Stephen Campbell Jr. and stars Anthony Ramos, Dominic Fishback. And in this film, the Autobots and Maximals must team up to take down Scourge and his Terrorcons, who are bringing Unicron to Earth to eat Earth. And this film takes place in the 1990s. It's a sequel to Bumblebee. It is part of this new direction the Transformer movies are going in, this prequel reboot that they're going with. And I was nervous going into this film because obviously the last Transformer films, not Bumblebee, but I'm talking about like movies like Age of Extinction and The Last Night, were not good. But at the same time, this is not directed by Michael Bay. Stephen Campbell Jr. is a fan of Transformers like Travis Knight. He made a great sequel in Creed 2. And my final thoughts on this film, like after I saw the film, was that this is a step in the right direction with Transformers. Now, it's not the best Transformers movie ever, but it's definitely one of the better ones. This is a lot better than Michael Bay's sequels, including Dark of the Moon, which is the only sequel I do like in the Transformers series. There's still that human element in the film that obviously we go into these movies to see Transformers fighting, to focus on Transformers. But the human characters in this film I did like quite a bit. I liked Anthony Ramos's character, Noah Diaz. He's someone that's trying to provide for his family, especially his little brother who is sick. So I really love that dynamic with his family. You have Dominique Fishback's character, Elena, who who is studying artifacts, and these two get involved in this war between the Autobots and the Terracons because the Autobots are trying to get back to Cybertron. But I really liked how like these characters. They are a lot better than most of the human characters we've gotten in these Transformer films, and that's just one of the many things that they take inspiration from Bumblebee. Like I like that they take more from Bumblebee than they do from the Michael Bay films. However, unlike Bumblebee, there's no military subplot this time. There's no subplot where the military is going after the Transformers. The Autobots have to face off against the humans. I love that we finally got that in a Transformers film. The voice acting was very good in this film. Peter Cullen is once again great as Optimus Prime. And at first he distrusts the humans, but over time he grows to trust the humans. And we see Optimus's character grow in this film. And you can tell that being on Earth, being away from Cybertron, has taken a toll on him. Bumblebee's in the film, and Bumblebee still is having problems with his voice. And when Bumblebee's in the film, it's great to see. But one thing I will say is there's not as much Bumblebee as there usually is in the Transformer films. The other main Autobot that's in this film is Mirage, voiced by Pete Davidson. He's the Autobot that finds Noah and basically brings him to the Autobots. And while Pete Davidson did a very good job voicing the character, there were times where I kind of wish the character wasn't speaking as much because there are other Autobot characters that do talk as well. You got Wheeljack, you got RC, but I feel like sometimes Mirage took away from the other Autobots. But at the same time, Stephen Campbell Jr. still gave those Autobot characters more time to shine than Michael Bay did to the other Autobots in the previous Transformer films. The Transformer designs are still a lot better than the Michael Bay films. They're continuing with that Bumblebee direction in regards to how the Transformers look. The only design I wasn't a huge fan of was Wheeljack. I wasn't huge on his design, but the Terracons looked great. Optimus looked great. RC, Bumblebee, Mirage looked great. There's this Autobot named Stratosphere here that flies. He looked fine as well. But yeah, I wasn't so big on Wheeljack's design. The Terracons look great. Scourge, voiced by Peter Dinklage. Dinklage did a great job. One of the better villains in a Transformers film. I like how Unicron was handled as well. Luckily, they did not go with that Earth is Unicron route from the last night. He is the he is the Unicron that we know and love from the Unicron trilogy, from the classic cartoon, from other Transformer comic books and stories involving Unicron. And I love what they do with Unicron's theme. Like Unicron's theme is a combination of something new but also the theme from the 1980s cartoon. I do like the score a lot in this film as well. But yeah, my favorite part of the score was Unicron's theme, and you got those hints of like the 1980s cartoon. I also like that there's this dynamic between Unicron and Scourge that reminds me of the Galvatron Unicron dynamic from the 1980s film. So I like how this film's taking what worked in other Transformer films, not just Michael Bay films, but from the animated movie and Bumblebee, and did it well in this film. One thing I will say though, this is not the best Transformers movie. There's still some things that I wish they could have done better with. The Maximals, for example. This is called Rise of the Beast, and of the Maximals, it was only Optimus Primal and Airazor that felt like got any development, that really got any character. Like Cheetor and Rhinox just like felt like side characters that only got a few lines of dialogue. And it's disappointing because I do like Cheetor a lot. He was one of my favorite characters from Beast Wars. He was the first Beast Wars figure that I got. Um, of the voice acting though was great for them. Ron Perlman did a great job of voicing Optimus Primal. Michelle Yeoh as Airazor was very good as well. Um, the Autobot character Stratosphere just felt like he was there just to for it to make sense that the Autobots can get from New York to Peru very quickly because he's their transportation. But like in the final battle, minor spoiler with the final battle, which I thought was handled very well. Um, there's certain characters that are absent from the final battle because of certain things that happened before that. And the Autobots and Maximals could use some more help, and this character is just not there. And I'm thinking to myself, this character can really help them right now. And it just felt like he was just created just so it would make sense for the Autobots and the human characters to get to Peru really quickly. Like that's just what the main reason this character is here. Another thing is that there's this scene at the end. It's after all the stuff happens, and I don't know if this was Stephen Caple Jr.'s decision or Paramount, Hasbro, the other producers, but there's a scene that feels like this should have been a mid or post credit scene, and they put it right before the credits, and it just feels so out of place to happen like right after all this other stuff is happening, and then after the final battle and all that. It just feels like a scene that if you've seen many superhero films and other films that have mid post credit scenes, it felt like a mid or post credit scene. I'm not going to give away what it is, but it felt like it was setting something up. It just felt out of place for me. I don't know whose decision that was to have it there. But in regards to Transformers Rise of the Beast overall, I thought this film was very good. It felt like a 2 hour long Transformer episode, which isn't a bad thing because this is based off the Transformer cartoons. It's based off of toys. And my expectation with these films aren't to be the greatest movies ever or to like be like the greatest action movies ever. I just want to have like fun, entertaining Transformer movies that are respectful to the Transformer source material, that at least has human characters if we're gonna have human characters. Not be annoying, actually have character development. Give us some really solid Transformer action. Yeah, it's not as explosive as Michael Bay's films, but the action I thought was handled very well. I thought that was a step up from Bumblebee. Um, I like the Autobot characters in this film. I do wish they did more with the Maximals in this film. I thought Scourge was a fine, very good antagonist. I'm looking forward to seeing what they can do with this new direction that Transformer movies are going in. I know the next Transformer movie is going to be an animated prequel about Optimus and Megatron when they're younger. So hopefully that's the film that really changes the Transformer movies for the better. But yeah, this is a step in the right direction. As far as Transformer movies go, ranking, I still think Bumblebee's the best one. It's still my favorite. I still like Michael Bay's first Transformers film a lot, despite how much crap I give the sequels. But I grew up on that film, and it's actually going to be almost 16 years since that film came out. Even almost 16 years later, I still think it's a solid film. I still have a lot of fun with it. The animated film I still think is a little bit better. I still like the animated film from 1980s, but at the same time, I still will call it as it is. It was an over hour long toy commercial promoting new Transformer toys because that's what it was made to do, sell more toys. Then Transformers Rise of the Beast. I preferred over Dark of the Moon, which was, in my opinion, the only decent Michael Bay sequel. And then there's the other Transformer films that are big messes. But yeah, this is definitely one of the better Transformer films. And maybe with watch maybe it can go up, maybe it can go down, but it's definitely a step in the right direction when it comes to Transformers. I still had a very good time with it. It was entertaining. It comes as 2 hours, so it definitely does not drag on like the Michael Bay films do. Although, because a lot is going on in this film, and luckily they do explain stuff pretty quickly, and it doesn't drag on either. Same thing goes for the jokes. There is humor in this film. And even if it's not funny, it doesn't drag on forever like some of the Bay humor. I would say like this might have been the one Transformer film where I wouldn't have minded an extra 5 minutes or so. But for the most part, I thought the runtime was handled fine. It was didn't drag on, jokes didn't drag on. But yeah, overall with Transformers Rise of the Beast, I'm gonna give this film a B. I thought it was a lot of fun. I like how the Autobots were handled. And I like that Transformer movies are finally in the hands of directors that like Transformers. So I highly recommend you go check out Transformers Rise of the Beast. Um, I don't know how this is going to do in the box office. I don't know what's going to happen with future movies because so far it's not doing so well in the box office, which is kind of disappointing because I would rather get have more Transformer movies like Rise of the Beast than Age of Extinction, which made $1 billion worldwide. And I don't think it was a good idea to have this film be released in between Spider-Man into Across the Spider-Verse and The Flash. It brings me back to 2018 when Bumblebee came out around the same time as Into the Spider-Verse and Aquaman. I don't know. I hope in the future they figure out better release dates for Transformer films. But what did you think of Transformers Rise of the Beast? Did you love it? Did you hate it? And what's your favorite Transformers movie? Let me know in the comments down below. And I want to thank you guys for watching. Please like and subscribe already if you haven't. Please share this with someone that likes Transformers. And I hope to see you guys real soon. Take care, everyone.